Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's about 95% gentlemen. And Danzel Lovington's back with another shitty Simpsons game. Once again, after all this waiting, we bring you Virtual Bart, once again by Acclaim. The people who barfed all over the Simpsons franchise and gave out all these shitty games. I brought someone with me again today.
Dickus Khan here. How's it going?
So, we got Virtual Bart, as announced by Dan Castellaneta, who plays Homer. Pretty good voice acting for the game. And yeah, you can either start the game or go practice. Who wants to practice? I want to play the game.
So far, I don't hate it though. Like, title screen in general is nice.
Oh, it's not the best title screen, but it doesn't have any fuck-ups in it, at least.
Yeah.
At least it's like, the D-pad will control start and practice, and then you can press start to go. But here we go.
That's the best part of the game, though. That's
Yeah, don't be fooled. This game is a piece of shit. It doesn't have a hub world, even though it's a sequel to Bart's Nightmare. So Acclaim releases a game with a hub world that gets a maybe decent reception, but people probably complain about how hard the individual minigame levels are and a lack of overthrough story. So what do they do for Virtual Bart? They cut out the hub world completely and keep it as a set of minigames with no running story. So it's about the same shit as Bart Nightmare, just different games. Here we got what might be the most popular one. You're throwing tomatoes at your classmates, and it's actually kind of fun. You try to hit them, and the goal is to get every single one before you run out of time or run out of tomatoes, which you can see in the upper right and left. So like I said, this might be the most popular part of the game, and that's pretty telling about how bad this is going to get.
Yeah, no kidding.
So far, throwing the tomatoes, it seems kind of easy to do. You got that distance bar shooting out. Kind of reminds me of playing golf for one of the old games. And once it goes out, it won't go out again. It won't come back, so you have to just judge it based on how far it goes out.
So the first time, so you just like aim for Skinner there?
No, I was just seeing if I could throw it over him or something. The adults block a lot of stuff off. You hit one and your game's over. Now if you lose one of the levels, you're ejected into this screen again, where you go out and pick a new level.
Yeah, you should explain the screen a little bit.
And you have no life after that. You lose a life every time you come back out into this screen after failing a level. Once you lose them all, it's a game over. So I'm back in here, and you can see my lives are now at 0. That just means you have no attempts to fail this. Like once you mess this up, you're out of this level, and you've lost a life, essentially. I'm just trying to hit some people, but it's hard to get the curve down right. I don't know if you have to hold the button down harder or push it farther to move it, or if you have to do it at a specific time. I don't know how to get a soft curve versus a hard curve. It's freaking hard. At least I nailed Sherry and Terry right at the beginning of this attempt.
Ooh, and that's a pretty good hit on Marvin. It's always nice to get 2 in a row.
That's Martin.
I am Martin, sorry.
I find this to be a bit of a challenge, but I know I'll be able to get the hang of it eventually. I find a good strategy is to wait for them to walk into the spot where you know you're going to hit them, and then just peg them. That would be right down the sidewalk here. But they're so slow that I'm impatient, and then when they get there, I just miss them. Come on, get Todd. Oh! Come on, get him. Come on! Is it far enough yet? I can't get the curve right.
Yeah, it's pretty impossible to hit them unless they're on the sidewalk. But the music in this level isn't bad.
Yeah, they started making decent music for the Acclaim Simpsons games in the Super Nintendo era. The Bart's Nightmare had a pretty decent theme for the hub world. You know, nothing special. I do have a bit of a problem with it. I don't care that they're not using music from the licensed franchise. I mean, even though they did it in the first games for the NES, I'm not complaining that they didn't just use a Simpsons theme for this. What's weird is that there's just not enough of it. It's like they gave it such a low budget for music. They didn't want to pay the guy too much. He writes like this tiny loop for each level. Some levels don't even have music at all. And they're not really that creative or original. It's like he didn't want to spend too much time on it. This guy seems to like the blues and everything, which is fine. But there's not a lot of variety, and it doesn't really feel like a video game.
Yeah, but you got your head bobbing the whole time you're playing.
It's true, it's not that bad. Like I said, I'd rather have it than just a rendition of the Simpsons theme. Here we got a cool one. It's Bart as a baby. Oh my god.
Dead baby.
So you're telling me
video game.
You're telling me if you jump to the left in this level and try to go back, you die instantly. You get a couple tries in this one, but your basic goal is to cross the platforms as baby Bart. This is a reference to when they flash back to Lisa's first word in one episode. Bart hilariously swings over and over on a wire. They think he'll get tired of it, and he ends up swinging long into the night. This level's interesting. You'll see a lot more of it in the next episode when I've tried to beat it. One thing I can say about it is, it's fucking hard! Every single one of these things seems to jump you in a different direction depending on how you're swinging. You have to time it with Bart's rotation on the thing. Why can't he just go in the direction you're pointing? Come on, get something! Oh, I turned around somehow. How is that even possible? Ugh, that thing's in the way, so I'm forced to take damage. You can aim that pacifier, but only in a few directions. Oh. And the enemies, as you can see, push you into instant death. So you were wondering what makes this game a shitload of fuck? Well, that's it.
Yeah.
And this is game over. You've failed enough levels, you lose your lives, and any progress you've made is gone. No continues, no passwords. It's a good thing we got save states.
Yep.
I guess the title screen's interesting, but I'd rather see stars than the name of the game
And like start game practice area. That's kind of a weird couple choices.
I'll talk about the practice mode in another one. I actually am planning on making a video solely about start menu screens for games. And I'll mention this one since I got all the demo screens on another video.
Oh my god, you just spun a die. You just spun a death.
There seems to be some kind of roulette thing involved where if you get the skull and crossbones, you lose a life without playing a level. I don't really know what that's about. It's not gameplay really, so I don't fucking care.
Do you think that like the popsicle gives you a life?
Yeah, if you land on the corn of the cob, I'm pretty sure you get some kind of bonus life or something.
It's not a popsicle, it's a corn on the cob.
Here's the water slide level using some pretty cool Mode 7 graphics for the Super Nintendo.
Whoa.
Nice reference to Mount Splashmore when Homer gets stuck in the slide. That's what happens if you pick the wrong side. We'll get to this in my next video too, but for now I'll show several failed attempts. You basically have to dodge a bunch of Springfieldians, sharks, periscopes, killer goldfish, while collecting things like clocks and health on Corn on the Cobs once again, and little boogie boards that give you a bit of a speed increase. You're trying to find the right paths here, which are given to you at the top based on color, but you have very little reaction time to get to the right side. You go on the wrong side, you crash into Homer's ass. 3 asses, and you're out. You get sent into an insta-death screen, and you're either ejected back into virtual Bart's spinning wheel of death, or you get to try again and try to lose another life. So you get closer to game over, basically. Well, how fun is this? I don't even get to try again.
When I first saw that, I thought that he beat the level. Because he made it through the end of the slide.
No, there is a progress bar for that one at least.
Nice.
Alright, Corn on the Cob. I guess I got a free man or something.
Yes, you did.
Now it's flashing back between the Jolly Roger once again. So we're going to try the tomato throwing. Maybe I can pass it this time. Or at least get a few more students.
I bet you can abuse that Corn on the Cob thing and get infinite free lives for that screen somehow.
If there's a way to sort of ensure you get more lives that way, then this becomes more of a less impossible to beat game. Because each stage on its own, you could practice in practice mode until, I don't know why you'd want to do that, until you got the skills to beat it in story mode. But then you have to do them all in a row the first time. Maybe if you could manipulate lives like that, you get a few extra tries on some of them. So again, when the best part of your 6 games game is just one of them, that's one of the biggest problems. Why would you release a game that's 6 shitty games? Why don't you try to make one good one?
True, and even if this game is the best, it's still really shitty.
No matter what, you're guaranteeing that one part of your game is going to outshine the rest.
Yeah.
You're kind of damning the whole 5/6 of your game right there. I'm almost positive that there's no hidden bonus stage at the end of story mode, too. There's no way this game went that far. Now we get Chief Wiggum, who's not really even a part of the class photo, but if you hit him, you die, same as Skinner. Come on, come on. Ugh. Get him!
Ooh.
Come on! He's way bigger than Todd. His fat ass was in the way.
He takes up, like...
At least you don't get the
screen.
fail shot of hitting a teacher in this one.
Yeah, what? That's just inconsistent. If you hit Skinner, his face gets covered by a tomato, but Chief Wiggum's not even there to get hit by a tomato. That's ridiculous.
It's possible they simply didn't consider it. Look at that, though. You enter a level you've already been in, and sometimes your progress
Sharks
is saved.
in a slide.
Sharks.
Shark fin. That would freak me right the fuck out.
Yeah, no time to react to these hallways, so sometimes the game forces you in the wrong direction. You also don't know sometimes what to dodge and what to grab until it's too late. The shark fins look almost exactly like the boogie boards. So the Mode 7 graphics, for anyone that doesn't know, I certainly have no idea. There's something like trying to make a 2D game look 3D. And this game did a pretty good job of it, just like Super Mario Kart and Super Star Wars. So I can give it that at least. This part of the game is fun. You know, it does feel like I'm racing down a sort of 3D style track. Like F-Zero.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was 2D until you told me, but yeah, it makes sense. It's totally 2D.
Yeah, you can kind of picture it like the screen is moving back and forth and the sprite is staying in the same place. That's why it's so hard to dodge obstacles. They show up, they sort of come at you at a weird rate. But you get used to it eventually, I guess. Although in this particular one, it's more luck than anything since you have no reaction time to dodge any of these kids. As you can see, they recycled the damage animation of Bart in the corner there from Bart's Nightmare. I mean, what the hell? They already must have known that there was nothing like that in the actual Simpsons, and it is in fact sort of against the way the Simpsons is supposed to go. Bart's face doesn't change color when he gets sick. I mean, come on. They didn't put any effort into changing it either. This just shows that it's a shitty sequel to a shitty game right off the bat. This is clearly worse than Bart's Nightmare. So why not try to make it at least a little different, you know? So once again, game over. Nelson laughs at you. Bart looks like he's gonna puke.
It's just generally shitty.
And
it depicts how you feel pretty much in real life.
Basically want to puke all over this game. Virtual Bart? Virtual piece of bullshit.
That wouldn't be too bad. It's virtual.
Rather take a virtual bowel movement. Alright, we're going to go back to one of the old stages again. Oh no. This again?
Oh yeah.
Maybe this will be a better attempt. We'll see.
Stage 0 saved. Ready to go.
Well, I figure that I'm going to show successful attempts. I'm only going to save state at the beginning of each stage. So after this video, I'll start showing, you know, how to get through these things instead of just my blind runs of these. By the way, this is a blind run. I was playing this game with a blindfold at the time.
Oh, nice.
So I wasn't even looking at the screen at all. That's the best way to do a Let's Play.
And the volume is off.
That's the best way to do a Let's Play, guaranteed. So anyone against blind runs, I mean, that's just bigoted against blind people. You know, they gotta play video games too. Alright, are we gonna get any kids here?
And Millhouse passes on by after getting this.
You can sort of, yeah, eventually you get the hang of it. I know I'll be able to beat this in another video.
Boom.
And it won't take me long to record it, so Don't worry.
Oh.
It's just, yeah. Sometimes they change speed or something. I want to see if you can get them while they're off the screen.
Yeah. Well, you got him.
Nelson, I was determined to hit.
Yeah, because he's a douche and he laughs at you when you lose.
I figure I gotta watch it for the front row. Getting Skinner to spawn really early, not a great idea.
You're doing well, though. You only got some kids left. Only 3 visible kids, but there's probably a few more than 3 left.
Oh, don't worry. We're not gonna beat any levels in this video. You thought I was gonna beat a level? Oh, you're sorely mistaken. This is definitely not that far. I'm not that far. Yeah. In the next segment, I will beat at least one video. I promise you that. I'll beat at least one game.
Yeah, Millhouse. Yes.
I can't stand that the 2 acclaimed Simpsons titles for the Super Nintendo are a series of minigames.
That was a really good hit.
So boring.
3 hits in a row.
Yeah, I'm getting the hang of it, but who cares? It's a game. It's a tiny game. If you spent $50 on this, you'd be fucking pissed. Your parents would be once you decided to throw this out the window.
Did they sell this for $50?
Oh man, new games have always been expensive.
Yeah.
So you can get some extra points for hitting Skinner in the ass, but I don't figure that out in this video either.
Got one more kid.
Look at that. How did I miss it?
Yeah, hit him in the ass.
I was nervous.
Oh, and then, that last shot was close. Oh.
Only 20 seconds left. I was kind of running out of time there.
True, but that was
Skinner is a wiener. Apparently when you get high points, you get a nice little I'm a wiener thing.
I'm a wiener. Nice, perfect.
Classic reference there. This game is just slapdash with the references. I love it. It's exactly what I'm looking for in my Simpsons games. If only they had just the slightest bit of actual game continuity within it. Here's a new level. Badass.
Nuclear holocaust.
That's right, this is Post-apocalypse. And there's Otto. This actually made a joke about how in Bart's Nightmare was set in Post-apocalypse. This actually is.
What?
And Otto does actually try to run you down. Kearney hits you with a fucking chain over and over and over again. There's skulls to dodge, chickens to dodge. Time runs out unless you pass a red sign getting time extended. Gee, where have you seen that before? You got Jimbo on another bicycle, or Forerunner, I guess, throwing bombs at you. And your weapon, good God, it's impossible to aim that thing. The best advice I can give is to use the brake, A button, wait until you're right behind them, and try to shoot straight forward. But sometimes you can't brake to get behind them, and they just keep attacking you till you die. Lose enough lives, and you're ejected out of the game. Well, maybe we'll see some of that later. It didn't look that hard. I just had to get the hang of it.
Curiously, the only thing that went through the mind of the bowl of petunias as it fell was, oh no, not again.
That one includes, this is again a lot more Mode 7 graphics going on in the, yeah, let's not do that again.
Yeah, enough of that level.
I'll show a successful attempt of that one of these days, I know it.
Boom. Springfield is destroyed.
Here's really good use of the Mode 7 graphics. Much better than Super Star Wars' Land Speeder level. In this you can actually see where the wall is. It more or less corresponds to where the wall is, where it's drawn. It's a simple hold B to move forward, hold A to brake, and you got the back and forth down pretty simply. The biggest problem is these enemies. I couldn't figure out the melee attack. I'm going to have to work on that. And once you shoot them, they give you some health, so you can recharge. What the hell? It's going away from me. Yeah, the health runs away from you. As fast as it can sometimes. So you might be dying, and you could kill yourself trying to get health. What the hell is that? I worked so hard to kill the guy. Just give me the health. Sometimes you get a boost that you can't see. There was a little boost behind the health I just picked up. You can outrun the enemies when you get it, and go past the red flags for more time. But you'll sometimes stop right in the presence of an enemy, and you do not want that. Kearney here is by far the worst part of this level. He'll keep whipping you till you get him out of your face, or until he kills you. There is no middle ground. I decide, let's just do all of these games at one at a time in one run. I don't want to hack together a bunch of half-loaded state attempts. I'm just gonna run it. But look at that, my boost dies right when Kearney's hitting me. Skeletal
And
Bart.
kills you. Ouch. I was worried we were gonna see some blood in that. First
No.
time I saw that animation.
In a Simpsons game.
No.
Maybe I can do better now, this attempt.
Now that you've had a little bit of practice, you know how to get away from the Kearneys.
I gotta
Away
say,
from Jimbos.
the voice acting in this game, though each one is cute and fun to listen to, again, it's like the music. Listen to the music for this level. There isn't any. It's very unsubstantial throughout the game, as if they decided not to shell out enough dollars for the voice acting and sound effects and music department. Now, Nancy Cartwright and Dan Castellaneta do a good job making their little quips heard on the Super Nintendo, as well as whoever was involved in, porting that sound onto the system. But it's really unsubstantial, and you can tell that they just had them say 12 words and phrases, and then flash them together for the game afterwards. Every time you hear Nancy Cartwright talking as Bart, it's just oh no, ah, or ay caramba in some weird succession. It's not like they wrote a story for this game. They just used the same sounds for the getting hit sound and the celebration sound to make a cutscene right at the beginning, and also at the beginning of each of these levels it tries to do that. Many times when you're in game over, it does the same thing, but it's really poorly done. They could have tried to at least make a complete sentence. Anyway, I can tell my attempt at this game is already almost coming to a close, so I'm going to have to make sure that each time I do a level after this, it's a little more successful. That way we'll be able to talk about just how to beat them instead of just how much they suck.
We haven't even seen half the levels yet, so.
That's right, we're getting this in doses. I can't dump all this out in one go. Another attempt. Alright, hit the brake, slow down. Okay, we got him. Give me that. I don't need it, but I want the points. Alright, pass that one guy. I know that I can beat this. One of these days, this won't be that hard for me.
Nice, you shot him off. You can shoot the Kearneys off. From
Getting the
left to right.
nitro gas, I think, is going to be key to my completing this. I don't want to run out of time from using the brake too much, and I don't want to get killed by the enemies. So getting a boost will give me a nice way to pass the enemy without fighting and wasting time. If I can heal myself throughout the game, it might also be an advantage. But no, the health runs away from you so annoyingly. Okay.
Oh, that guy killed himself.
Yeah, Kearney went over top of a thing and died, so I just take advantage. This level looks relatively long, but again, these Mode 7 levels are often kind of drawn out in games. I'm speaking of the Land Speeder level in Super Star Wars once again, and the Death Star level in the same game. Good God. It's just endless gray. But eventually you figure it out and you just stream through it, so I know I'll get it soon. He just appeared out of nowhere and killed me.
Teleport to you.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's one of the functions of his car
Yeah.
that you don't have.
So that's it with this one. I know I'll beat a level in the next video. And stay tuned for my video on start screens. I'm probably going to do all the Zelda start menu screens. And we'll see you in the next one. Stay tuned for my Mystical Ninja videos as well. And thanks again for watching. This is
Thanks,
Danzel
guys.
Glovington.
And this is Dick